closed captioning brought to you by the Notaries Public of BC.
Welcome back. Joining us now is nutritionist Ali Chernoff. Hi there, Ali.
Hi.
Ali, our person of the week, Andrea, has a question for you. Let's start with that.
Great.
As a vegan, a new vegan, I need to know, how to keep myself in check. What should I be doing? What should I be eating?
Okay, that's a great big question, and I'm sure it's quite daunting because she's made a fundamental change in her diet. What should she be doing?
Well, I understand that she lost some weight as well on this vegan diet, and most people that are true vegans are usually within a healthy body range. However, one of the concerns are calcium. So some good milk alternatives are soy milk and almond milk. So she should be consuming that about 4 servings a day, and 1 serving, like basically when you make a fist, this is a cup, so that's 1 serving. So she needs about 4 servings a day in order to get enough calcium through her food.
Now it's interesting, maybe we should step back a moment and define what a vegan is before we go any further.
Sure. So someone that's a vegan does not have any eggs, any fish, any poultry, any red meat, and milk products. So milk, yogurt, and cheese.
So it's interesting to me that you would go straight for the calcium, because I think a lot of people would say, well, wait, what about the protein? What about the B vitamins? And you didn't drift there right away.
Most people actually are not lack of protein in any type of diet because protein is in all of your foods.
So don't worry about that so much.
Yeah, that's not usually the problem.
Calcium's an issue.
Calcium is the issue because they just usually eliminate that food group.
Okay, so be aware of that for sure if you're doing the vegan route. And you also jumped on the fact that she has lost some weight in this process. And why is that important for her condition, which is dealing with arthritis?
Right, and she specifically has osteoarthritis. So it's like wear and tear on the joints. So especially here, as you get older, I mean, it is what it is, but that's where we tend to gain the weight, is where your gut is. So as soon as you say you have like 10 extra pounds, as soon as you step down where all your weight goes, it's actually on your knees. So it's like putting 20 extra pounds on your knees. So that's a lot of wear and tear on the joints. So the fact that she's more within a healthy body range, it's a lot easier to move around. It's not as taxing on your knees.
Would you say then that going vegan is a good choice for most people? Is that, if we want to really maximize our health as we're north of 49, is that a recommendation?
Well, I mean, in reality, I mean that's great for her and it's working for her, so she should stick with it. But most people find it very hard to go vegan, and then they don't really do it in a healthy manner. So it's all in moderation. I mean, you can still have your meats and your dairy as long as it's moderation and they're like healthy fats. So
let's do some points for all of us north of 49 if we want to really maximize our potential and feel good. What should we be working toward in our diets?
So for instance, milk. So dairy is actually 90% saturated. That's double your red meat. So if you want to still consume your milk and milk products in a healthy manner, then having milk or skim milk or 1% MF, which means milk fat, then it's still considered a healthy amount of saturated fat per serving. However, anything above that is considered a high risk. So cheeses is a whole other ball game because it's concentrated, right? Like this is a serving of cheese. That's the same as having a cup of milk.
Okay, so adapt is what you're saying. What else? What else do we need to do for maximizing our health?
Well, in terms of the meat and alternatives, like red meat is higher in saturated fat. So you can still have your red meat, but bring it down to maybe once a week. Opt it in for like fish, poultry without the skin on it. Those are healthier options. And then of course all the vegan options are healthy. The legumes like lentils, chickpeas, natural peanut butter, almond butter, or just in the nut form. Those are all healthy fats.
So on a final note, we've got the moderation in place. We're really trying to make sure that we access all the colors and all the food groups.
Right.
What about the timing of all of this? Have you got some rules around how often one should eat?
Sure. I mean, everybody's metabolism is different. people that are, very active, sport-oriented, about every 3 hours. However, some people with a higher metabolism might be every 4 hours. Some with diabetes, definitely every 4 hours as well. Make sure it's balanced though. They can't just skip out on have 2 food groups or just have, say, an apple randomly, because it definitely affects their blood sugar.
So fat, carb, protein.
I like to look at more of the food groups, because it's just a macronutrient. So let's say you ate an orange, you wouldn't go around and say, I just ate vitamin C. So to really balance out your meals, meaning pick 3 out of the 4 food groups. So vegetables and fruit is one food group, grain products, meat and alternatives, and milk and alternatives. So pick 3 out of the 4 of those, and then for sure it helps slow down the meal turning into blood sugar quickly.
Yeah.
However, some people might have a 5-hour hunger cue. So if you eat a few hours every 3 hours, you're actually probably going to end up eating too much. But do not go past 5 hours. That's a definitely good rule of thumb.
So just steady and small, and be respectful of the machine.
And balance it out.
Okay. Yeah, well, some really good pointers. Thank you so much, Ali. Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
North of 49, a guide to the rest of your life.